Prince William was 15 years old when his mother died. Prince Harry was only 12.
You know, losing someone so close to you is utterly devastating, especially at that age. I think it sort of really spins you out. You don't quite know where you are, what you're doing, and what's going on. Family came together, and Harry and I tried to talk as best we could about it, but being so small at that age, it's very difficult to communicate or understand your feelings. It's very complicated.
After the service in Westminster Abbey, Diana's body was taken to her family home at Althorpe. There, on an island in the middle of Round Oval Lake, she was laid to rest.
The first time I cried was at the funeral on the island, and that was probably like, and only since then maybe once. So there's a lot of grief that still needs to be to be let out.
Slowly, you try and rebuild your life, and you try and understand what's happened, and I kept saying to myself that, you know, my mother would not want me to be upset. She'd not want me to be down. She'd not want me to be like this. Kept myself busy as well, which is good and bad sometimes, but allows you to kind of get through that initial shock phase. And to the point where I'd say, you know, we're talking as much as maybe 5 to 7 years afterwards.
I was so young, I grew up sort of thinking that not having a mum was normal. I think it was a classic case of don't let yourself think about your mum and the grief and the hurt that comes with it, because it's never going to bring it back, and it's only going to make you more sad. People deal with grief in different ways, and my way of dealing with it was by just basically shutting it out, locking it out. The 10 years that I was in the army, I just sort of dug my head in the sand, and it was just white noise. I went through a whole period of time just trying to sort myself out.
My heart goes out to all the people who've lost all their loved ones in the world. You know, it does connect you. It's a very sad club you don't want to be a member of, but you do have a shared sort of pain that you can immediately understand and see in anyone when you meet them.
Talking about the loss of parents or children is one of the last great taboos. But poignantly, in the years before she died, Diana became one of the first public figures to engage with these issues when one of her best friends launched a bereavement charity.
When Child Bereavement UK was founded, Diana, as an act of friendship, she did many things that really supported me personally. Good afternoon. I hadn't made many speeches, I was really nervous, and so she helped me with my speech.
The Child Bereavement Trust will address problems that affect many people's lives.
And she came to our launch, and of course it meant that we were in every newspaper on the news, and it gave us the best possible launch we could ever have had. She had a very natural gift of empathy. Just by looking at someone, she'd have an idea of what they were feeling, And actually I see that with the Duke of Cambridge. He has a depth of understanding through his own experience that connects with other people.
Prince William has continued his mother's relationship with the charity, becoming patron of Child Bereavement UK.
I strongly believe everyone wants to help, they just don't know how to. And they usually end up, you feel just stumbling a bit and then, just don't quiet,
Yes.
which is sometimes the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do.
Oh, yeah. I was pregnant with our second daughter, and I went to a routine 38-week antenatal appointment, and they found no heartbeat. Gosh, sorry, already.
Emily's baby Abby was stillborn. John's daughter Rosie died when she was 19.
At the moment, we're talking about what do we do with Rosie's ashes. We've still got those.
It's also hard to totally let go as well, isn't it?
It's very hard to let go.
I always think that how you come out of bereavement, how you come out of grief,
Yeah.
it's a real defining moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away, it never
No,
goes away.
no,
So
no.
you learn to deal with it.
Yeah,
Instead.
you make
Yeah.
it part of your life in a way
Absolutely,
that's
yeah.
right and good and
Yes.
in the best way that you can.
Absolutely.
John and Emily, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
It's really,
Yes.
really appreciated.
And it's so brave to be as open and as articulate as you are.
Keep the memories alive, that's the thing, isn't it?
Keep the memories alive.
On the 20th anniversary of Diana's death, a special garden has been created at Kensington Palace to celebrate her life and legacy. Graham Dillamore was a young gardener when he began working for Diana.
We're all very lucky to know her, work with her, and be here at that time. For me, personally, this is where I'll always remember her. We were looking at images of Diana, and the whites and creams and those pastel shades seemed to sort of jump out at us a bit on the page, and we thought we could maybe develop a scheme that could capture that and would look really, really nice. And they've got taller than I thought. They're quite big. You can see we've got the foxgloves coming in to flower now, which are wonderful. And we're planting these gorgeous white lilies, and then we've got these super fantastic kind of creamy roses. Seeing the two boys when they were little in the private garden throwing a rugby ball around or kicking a football into the roses, it was great to see. And it reminded me of my own garden at home with my kids. I'll always look back on those days with really great, happy memories.
When you see the boys, funny enough, for me, that brings her back. It makes me smile when you turn on the telly and see that Harry's been a bit wicked doing something. That's great, because that's Diana. And you see, you see William's smile, you see the way that they react to people. That's their mother.
People used to say to me, were you ever in love with Diana? And my answer is, of course I was in love with Diana. Everybody in the world was in love with Diana. I mean, every person of every age group, of any sex or denomination or anything that knew of her was in love with her. She was just an extraordinary person.
In the years since Diana died, 2 of her grandchildren have been born.
How do you keep her memory alive for your children?
I think constantly talking about Granny Diana. So we've got more photos up around the house now of her, and we talk about her a bit and stuff. And it's hard because obviously Catherine didn't know her, so she cannot really provide that level of detail. So I do regularly, putting George or Charlotte to bed, talk about her and just try and remind her that there are two grandmothers. There were two grandmothers in their lives, and so it's important that they know who she was and that she existed. She'd be a nightmare grandmother. She'd absolutely nightmare. She'd love the children's bits, but she'd be an absolute nightmare. She'd come and go, and she'd come in at probably at bath time, cause an amazing amount of scene, bubbles everywhere, bath water all over the place, and then leave. I want to make as much time and effort with Charlotte and George as I can, because I realise that these early years particularly are crucial for children, having seen, you know, what she did for us. I found these ones here, which looks quite sweet. Believe it or not, you and I are both in this photograph.
Right.
You're in the tummy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. No, she wrote on it, said W. Harry. It's quite funny.
You potentially look excited that you've got at that point a brother or sister.
I think I was looking forward to beating you up, and then you arrived. I thought it was quite a funny photograph.
She looks happy there as well.
Yeah. Time spent with her, the feeling of having her around and being loved as a family or as a son. I think those are the most precious, special memories to me.
It has been hard, and it will continue to be hard. It's not a day that William and I don't wish that she was. We don't wish that she was still around, and we wonder what kind of a mother she would be now, and what kind of a public role she would have, and what a difference she would be making.
I think she'd be proud that her and I have managed to come through everything that's happened, having lost her, and that gives me positivity and strength to know that I can face anything the world can throw at me. We felt, you know, incredibly loved, her and I, and I'm very grateful that love still feels there, even 20 years on, and I think that's a huge credit to her that I can still feel that now.